So mortality regressivity is the redistribution from people with low life expectancy to people with high life expectancy. So in a sense, it's a parallel definition of income regressivity when we talk about redistribution from low income people to people with high income. But I would like to actually point out that income regressivity is very uncommon. We typically see income progressive public intervention when we redistribute from high income to low income. In contrast, mortality regressivity is very common. It's actually a feature of many public pension systems when we redistribute from low to high life expectancy people. And I can give you an example of why we have it. So in a pension system in UK, in US, what we see is pensions depend on your income, on your past earnings, but do not depend on your personal life expectancy. Rather, they depend on average life expectancy. So for example, if we have two identical people, identical in everything but life expectancy, they had the same income all of their life, they've contributed the same to the pension system, but then one person will live longer than the other, so he will receive more pensions. So you have this redistribution. This person with low life expectancy contributed the same, but he will receive less compared to a person with high life expectancy. That's why you have this redistribution, regressive along the dimension of mortality, and it's very common. So basically what we point out that pension policies that are uniform in a sense of mortality, which are independent of individual mortality, they make people who have short life expectancy worse off compared to people with long life expectancy. Because people who live longer tend to also be people with high income, you can say that it benefits disproportionately people with high income. And I think it's possible to address it. And the way we have to address it is we have to design policies that allow pensions to be adjusted or pension age to be adjusted for individual life expectancy. And it is possible to do it. So we do have people with some serious diseases, which are diagnosed diseases. So we have, it's verifiable fact. We have people with genetic diseases that really shortens their life expectancy. So it would be fair if we know that a particular person has this type of disease, we know that this person will likely live shorter life compared to a person without such a disease. It would make sense to adjust his pension or his pension age, because we know he will not receive pension for a long time, comparing at least to a healthy person. I think it's feasible policy. We do have policies that are conditional on health. For example, disability insurance program. They do look at your health and try to verify it. So applying the same logic, it seems it is feasible policy to apply to pension system. So there is a robust finding that health and income are correlated, and longevity and income are correlated. And there are, in general, three mechanisms through which this correlation just can arise. The first mechanism is that health affects income. So because I'm healthy, I can work more, I can earn more, so that's why I'm richer. Alternative, there is income can possibly affect health and longevity. If I'm rich, I can access better health care, I can access better nutrition, have better lifestyle, and possibly have better health and better longevity. And then there is third mechanism. The third mechanism is just some other factors that affect both evolution of health and longevity and affect evolution of income. So these third factors, we can think of something that predetermined early in life, genetic predisposition or early childhood circumstances. So basically, I don't think we have a very clear answer right now how exactly each of the three mechanisms contributes to income longevity correlation. They all take place, but we cannot tell to what extent. In our paper, we focus on the third mechanism, that early in life factors affect evolution of health, affect longevity and affect income. And these sort of factors are very hard to really change because, again, they're determined very early in life or at birth. So short of gene editing or very early intervention, family intervention, we cannot really at this moment do much about those factors. Well, I think the productivity and longevity relationship is at the center to some extent of our work, because we as economists really focus a lot on productivity because productivity affects your income, affects your consumption in the end. And we really focus on consumption because it brings you utility. But this is kind of monetary factors of life. Longevity, on the other hand, determines how long you live. And if we think life is valuable, this actually to some extent determines your non-pecuniary utility. So these are non-monetary factors of life. So again, as economists, we often focus on these monetary sides. What we try to stress in our paper, and I think it's also the topic of this conference to a large extent, that we also need to take a look at these non-pecuniary factors and try to take a comprehensive view on both. Because, for example, our conclusions about overall inequality can be different depending on are we looking just at this consumption and income, or are we taking these non-monetary factors such as life expectancy and value of life into account. Because people live different, lengths of life of people is very different, there is a lot of inequality arising from this. And it's very important to think of this together with economic inequality, kind of unite this, have a comprehensive view on economic and non-economic inequality and have one framework to encompass it all.